Tara, Scroll Ma in Tibetan, is a Buddhist savior goddess with numerous forms. She is widely popular in Nepal, Tibet, and Mongolia. She is the feminine counterpart of the Bodhisattva or Buddha to be named Avalokiteshvara. According to popular belief, she came into existence from a tear of Avalokiteshvara, which fell to the ground and formed a lake. Out of its waters rose up a lotus, which, on opening, revealed the goddess. Like Avalokiteshvara, she is a compassionate, succoring deity who helps men cross to the other shore. She is the protectress of navigation and earthly travel, as well as of spiritual travel along the path to enlightenment. In Tibet she is believed to be incarnate in every pious woman, and the two wives, a Chinese princess and a Nepali princess, of the first Buddhist king of Tibet were identified with the two major forms of Tara. The white Tara, Sanskrit, Sitatara, Tibetan, Scroll Dakar, was incarnated as the Chinese princess. She symbolizes purity and is often represented standing at the right hand of her consort, Avalokiteshvara, or seated with legs crossed, holding a full-blown lotus. She is generally shown with a third eye. Tara is also sometimes shown with eyes on the soles of her feet and the palms of her hands. Tara is a meditation deity whose practice is used by practitioners of the Tibetan branch of Vajrayana Buddhism to develop certain inner qualities and understand outer, inner, and secret teachings about compassion and emptiness. Tara may more properly be understood as different aspects of the same quality, as bodhisattvas are often considered metaphors for Buddhist virtues. Green Tara is one of the most beloved figures in Tibetan Buddhism. As a bodhisattva, she helps people pass beyond the troubles of earthly existence and move toward enlightenment. She also protects people from numerous worldly dangers. The loving expression on the sculpture's face embodies Tara's maternal compassion. Tara means rescuer. She is so called because she rescues us from the 8 outer fears, for example, the fears of lions, elephants, fire, snakes, thieves, water, bondage, and evil spirits, and from the 8 inner fears, i.e. fears of pride, ignorance, anger, jealousy, wrong views, attachment, miserliness, and deluded doubts. Tara is in the nature of green light, with 1 face and 2 arms. Her face is very peaceful, with a slight smile. Her hair is very dark, half tied up and half loose, and decorated with an Utpala flower at the crown. Tara is adorned with jewel ornaments of the necklace, bracelets, armlets, anklets, and so on. Her eyes, very loving and compassionate, are not opened wide but are fine and a little rounded. Tara's eyes express compassion for you, like the look of loving kindness a mother gives her beloved only child. Tara's right hand, holding the stem of an Utpala flower, is in the mudra of granting sublime realizations. Her left hand holds the stem of another Utpala flower, with 3 fingers standing upright to signify refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. With fully developed breasts, Tara is adorned with a jewel necklace and also with jewel garlands and various scarves. Her right leg is stretched out, and the left one contracted. Behind her is a moon disk. Tara is adorned with the complete holy signs and exemplifications of a Buddha. On her forehead is a white Om, the essence of the Vajra holy body. At her neck, a red Ah, essence of Vajra holy speech. And at her heart, a blue Hung, the essence of the Vajra holy mind. White nectar beams come from the Om, strike your forehead, and enter inside you to purify all the obscurations and negative karmas you have accumulated with the body from beginningless rebirths until now. From the Ah at Tara's throat, red nectar beams are emitted and strike your own throat. All obscurations and negative karmas accumulated with your speech are completely purified. Then, from Tara's heart syllable Hung, blue nectar beams are emitted and enter your heart. All the obscurations and negative karmas accumulated with your mind from beginningless rebirths until now are purified. Out of compassion for you and all living beings, Mother Tara has purified you. Concentrate on this as you recite the mantra. Om Ter Tuttare Ture Soha. Tara is seated upon a cushion. In this image you can see just a little of the white cushion she's seated upon. That's what's called the lunar disk, the moon symbolizing pacification, peacefulness. So her nature is peaceful, she brings peace and is by nature peaceful. That is on top of a lotus, she's seated on a large lotus blossom. The lotus here symbolizes her freedom from any defilement, just as the lotus rises out of the dirt and mud but the blossom itself is pure and undefiled. So green Tara arises in the world but is completely undefiled by the world. The symbolism of the figure is quite extensive, but to say just briefly a few of the things, you can see that she's not seated in the full lotus position, but rather has the right leg extended and the left held in. The extension of the right indicates that she is pressing down on something with her right foot, and that means that she's actively holding down or subduing all untoward phenomena, that is, anything that could hinder, interfere with, or cause a problem. This also indicates that she is ready and quick to react to helping others. In particular, there are lists of the 8 great fears and the 16 calamities, the things which she is able to overcome. The extension of the right foot indicates the reaching out to hold down and suppress such obstacles. The left foot is held inward, which means the holding inward of the 2 great assemblages, which are merit and wisdom. These are the things which we have to accomplish and always keep hold of: the accumulation of merit through all manner of good deeds, proper activities, or proper dharma practice, and the assemblage of wisdom, which is the accomplishment of all aspects of wisdom. This is symbolized by the left foot being held inward. The right hand is extended with the palm outward, in the gesture of giving called the dana mudra, the gesture of giving charity, which in this case is the great charity of the 2 types of accomplishment, called the ordinary and the sublime accomplishments. The ordinary is the 8 great siddhis, the high spiritual accomplishments of those who engage in proper meditation to attain spiritual status, spiritual accomplishment. Those are called the ordinary siddhis, ordinary accomplishments. She bestows those, and in particular, she bestows the sublime accomplishment, which is the attainment of ultimate, perfect enlightenment. The left hand is held up, again with the palm facing outward, and grasping the lotus. This is called the Kachin Chagya Mudra, the gesture of refuge. It is granting refuge from all of those things which would obstruct or cause trouble, and here again, we have the lists of the 8 great terrors, which are fires, poisons, snakes, and things like that. Anything that could harm you or cause you trouble she is granting protection from. There are 2 types of halos. One is the halo around her entire body, and that's the yellow or orange, the large one. We should understand when we look at the picture that the halos there are the representations that have been given by the artist of the, you could say, aura. The aura is not something that you can really paint. It's a radiance, a powerful, energetic radiance that comes forth as if it's a halo like that. So we should understand it not as something we can reach out and touch, but rather something which is like rays of light, invisible like that. And the one around the body, the larger one, shows the perfect awareness, the state of perfect supreme awareness or highest wisdom, which gives forth this radiance all around her whole body. There are several lotuses here, and the type of lotus is called Utpala. Utpala is a type of lotus, and it's a blue or greenish lotus. The lotus she's seated on is that type, it's an Utpala. There are 2 other lotuses. If you look closely you can see that between her thumb and forefinger of the right hand and then also held in the left hand there are stems of a flower. That flower is the Utpala, the blue or green lotus. The symbolism there is of the active principle of the fully enlightened being, that is the enlightened activity of the enlightened being or the Buddha, which accomplishes all of the tasks of the Buddha to help living beings. She has various types of bodily ornaments. These are precious jewels. The bracelet, armlets going around the upper arm, necklace, earrings, the long necklace, there's a short necklace that goes around the neck and a long one that goes down the front of her body, anklets, and various other things. These symbolize her status as being a diving being. In particular, the 3 bodies of the Buddha, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, the second being the Sambhogakaya, the body of perfect enjoyment. The deities who possess this body of perfect enjoyment always have these types of ornaments that indicate their status as that type of enlightened being enjoying all of the powers and prerogatives of the heavens. So the importance of this is that she is possessed of the great power of the divine being, the great opulence of the diving being, and has all of these jewels, valuable things, with which she can clear away the miseries of deprivation or poverty of all living beings. We see that on the crown of her head she has a crown ornament that looks like a hat, and in the very center of that, there's a red figure. That red figure is the Buddha Amitabha, who's always red in color, and it's at the very center of the reddish halo around her head. It's the red figure Amitabha. This indicates her affiliation with the lotus lineage. The Buddha of the lotus lineage is Amitabha, or in Tibetan Amway Tate, infinite light. She is, again, the representative of that lineage. There are 5 lineages of Buddhas. The lotus lineage is just one of these 5. The 5 are always in relation to one another according to the cardinal directions. So there is the lineage of the north, to the east, to the south, to the west, and of the center. Amitabha is the Buddha of the west, associated with the color red and the lotus. Tara also embodies many of the qualities of the feminine principle. She is known as the mother of mercy and compassion. She is the source, the female aspect of the universe, which gives birth to warmth, compassion, and relief from bad karma as experienced by ordinary beings in cyclic existence. She engenders, nourishes, smiles at the vitality of creation, and has sympathy for all beings as a mother does for her children. As Green Tara, she offers succor and protection from all the unfortunate circumstances one can encounter within the samsaric world.
On the next episode, we will be discussing 10 different types of Green Tara. Each Tara is differentiated from the other on the basis of their symbolism, appearance, mudra, and iconography. We will also be looking at thankas, statues, and art depicting the Green Tara